Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Josh Guillory Show. I am your grateful host, and in studio with me, my dear friend, my dear buddy, a great public servant, City Council member, Andy Nakan. What's going on, Andy?
It's good to see you. It's been too long.
So if I seem out of breath, it's because I'm sprinting.
Well, you were rushing around, that's for sure. You got to get this thing on time.
You know, we don't have much time. I am so appreciative of our producers here, okay? Yeah. Because I don't know how you guys get that in that quick. But anyway, we are so happy to be here with you. We'll have Councilmember Nakan on the video screen for our Rumble audience. Go check us out live, rumble.com. You can check us out. And, of course, our KPEL audience, and shout out to our KLFY Plus viewing audience as well. So, Andy, I guess I have to just text and say, hey, you want to come on and we can visit?
It worked.
We're both so busy that it's hard to pin down these times.
Actually, this afternoon, I was going to be tied up, and then the grandkids are delayed coming in. They're spending the night tonight, so I won't see them till later this afternoon or early evening. So I was able to squeeze some time in. So I'm glad you invited me. Thank you.
Well, I will say this, my dear friend. First and full disclosure, Andy Nakan is a good friend of mine, good guy. Now we met in
campaigning.
Yeah, in campaigning on local campaign trail, and we just got to know each other, and
of course we had mutual friends.
Yes,
that knew you, so it helped a lot to make a close introduction that way. And it was fun working together.
Oh yeah,
I must say there was always a sense of openness and transparency. We communicated, and that's important, you know. And we didn't always agree.
Yeah, no,
you know? We didn't always agree with everything, but we found a mutual ground to work on, and that's what was important, you know.
And you know, Andy, by philosophy, is very conservative. I don't think you mind me saying that. I gave you a compliment the other day. I always compliment you.
Well, thank you.
But one is your district is very diverse. It's not as conservative. It's not the most conservative district in the city. Yeah. And I feel like that's a tremendous compliment to you. But I know you get out and about. I mean, you beat the streets. You, Gilbo, and several of these council members, man. All of them. How about that?
Probably a lot of them get very involved. There's no doubt about it. Yeah. I guarantee you there's probably at least 80% of the instances or problems arise that I'll drive to the area to check it out and put my eyes on it. I've always been that type of person. In my experience in work, that's what I did. I couldn't go on descriptions. I had to go on visuals, and it was safer that way because you don't miss it when you put your eyes on it. It makes a difference. I'm sure you did the same in many cases. You know, it's very important that you understand the scope of the problem you're addressing. And constituents appreciate that. If you get it right the first time, it's a lot easier than having to go back and redo what you tried to do the first time. So life's good, though, you know, and it's fun. It's a service job, and I've always enjoyed service.
And it's natural to you.
For the most part, yeah, it is, really, because I've been doing that since I was in grammar school.
Right.
You know, altar boy, working as a manager for the football team. I mean, I always served somebody. My wife and my kids, my contracted customers. It was always about what I could give back to them. And even with this job in the council, it's what you give back. It's not necessarily what you start and initiate, but what you give back, and that means a lot because the ideas can't be all yours. There's no way.
Well, you're not going to get anything done if that's the case.
Oh, exactly. If you only go on your ideas, you're going backwards,
and you limit yourself
to talk about. You know,
how do you grow if you don't get new ideas?
I realize my limitations. I know what I don't know. You know, and that goes a long way.
Boy, does it. Hey, to all of our streaming, well, actually to our entire audience, I apologize. Producer error here. I had Councilman Nakan's mic off. You're on.
I'm on again. Okay.
Yes, you're on. So actually, if you could just repeat word for word.
I can get close.
Look,
the synopsis, I love my job.
Yeah, hey, there you go. I don't even think you think it's a job. I really think you would be out talking to folks whether you're the council member or not. And I think you'd be out helping folks whether you're the council member or not.
I still get phone calls from my old customers and stuff and help out where I can. I mean, the other day I went out and measured doors on 2 different jobs and brought it back to my old customers, you know, my old company, give them the orders.
Hey, no joke. there would be some times where we're just trying to solve problems. And I remember calling you, and you helped probably more in your job, in your regular job, than as your council member putting that hat on.
Yeah.
And I mean,
I learned a lot from a regular job to be able to come into
absolutely.
the council and use those skills, to solve problems. And look, complicated problems usually have simple solutions. And it's easy to find that simple solution. And I was always the type of person, when I found the problem, I looked for the solution. When that door was closed, I found the window.
Oh, hey, absolutely. And guys, so I've had the distinct honor of serving with Councilman Nakan. Now, I have not, don't you get mad at me over this, okay?
I can't.
So what, I didn't tell you this at all. Go ahead, heads up. So we played a few clips from the council meeting the other night.
All right.
Now we'll talk more about the council meeting, because there was a lot of substance in that meeting.
There was.
And I got to tell you, and I sent you a message after, so folks in public records that.
Yeah.
but look, it's hard to stand up there, especially in a different body of government where you have colleagues to your left and right.
Right.
And, so you have to balance how you challenge the administration with your own morals, your own professionalism. You want to do the right things. You're representing your constituents. You're representing the city of Lafayette.
Exactly.
So you understand the gravity of your words. And I thought both your demeanor, and you guys can go look at this, I believe on AOC. I have to ask Jamie on the show. AOC, I think you can look at the old archives or videos, but someone has it.
They do have the replays, correct?
Yeah,
and then you can pull it up online too.
If you just watch the interaction and took the volume off, which you might benefit from that, and I should have given a disclaimer. If you go watch that video, you might hear some loud screeching noises.
People trying to talk over each other.
Well, but there was one person that if you just took the volume off and you just press like fast forward, the silhouette you created was so proper and so professional and so calm. And, our folks need to see that. Right. And it's you weren't being ugly.
No.
You were calling out truth. And I don't know. If you can highlight, we have a few minutes.
That's not the first time that happened, though.
Really? Well, just, hey, because I played the clip, and I always like to respect both offices, and by that, I try to get the folks in. Mm-hmm. So I appreciate you coming in. Tell me, what happened the
other day? There was could have been a lot more hot button topics than were. But my focus on the city meeting in particular was the allocation of the almost right at $8 million, $7.9 million of federal dollars coming to the city of Lafayette with our $2.5 million match for her beautification project on Johnson Street. And that's just a portion of the money going from Bertrand to Churchill. Encountered some intersections and improvements, etc. But the biggest thing, and look, I want to see improvements. I want to see beautification. But I don't want to see what the grant said. And you experienced that in the university grants. You saw that. And there's
we can talk about that.
There's no doubt you saw that. And so did she, But didn't want to admit that because, she was part of the driving force behind the university. But that concrete median is in the grants. And it's in the Johnson Street grant. And if we put up concrete medians similar to what's on university, even remotely similar, it's going to kill commerce, and it's also going to kill emergency access in subdivisions. We don't have the luxury of a Camellia Boulevard where the road was developed and its subdivisions tied into the roadway.
Right.
We don't have that. It's a retrofit. Same thing on Vero School Road. Granted, the roads were there, but those roads are 400 and 500 feet apart, those intersections. So they were able to put in medians safely to allow emergency vehicles in and out, and also access to your homes. But you take a roadway like Grand Avenue. If you got to get to Grand and there's a median, you can't turn left coming off of Johnson to the fire station on Camellia Boulevard. They're going to have to take Alice or one of those roads or somewhere and go all the way back where they come back all the way to Johnson Street. It's going to be tough to make a U-turn anywhere also with those big trucks. Ambulances, police, it doesn't matter. Emergency vehicles will be restricted.
That was my question. And when you brought that up, Jamie, my wife, she made me watch that council meeting. No offense. It wasn't you. It wasn't the council that
You're not the first person that's told me that.
You know what I told Jamie? I said, I'm grateful that there are people like you guys.
Well,
no, I'm not joking.
Yeah.
You, your 4 colleagues, and,
Right.
and your 5 colleagues on the parish.
Right.
I don't think, maybe being in and then being out, being able to look at it, I see it from such a different perspective, and I appreciate it.
I sat out 4 years. I know what you're talking about.
There you go. It's a perfect person to talk about. The media portrayed us as having bad relationships. I had a great relationship with both councils.
Right.
We didn't agree on everything, but that's okay.
When we leave that desk and we walk to the back, we shake hands.
But this is what I've learned since sitting out. So I appreciated you guys from the inside out, in the sense that I appreciated what you do and I liked you guys. Okay, you know what I mean? Sitting outside now, looking in and having that experience, man. This is such a pivotal role that you guys play.
It's a very important role.
And look what we're doing now, budget, and maybe we can dive into that too. But not just budget, but this regulatory stuff. And when you're talking about development, we have to take a break. But whenever we talk about development, it's not just the regulatory part; it's the process. Well, the council controls the regulatory part. Y'all done your job.
Correct.
So, and I want to give credit where credit's due. So I think that's a good job. All right, guys.
What's the number to call in?
232-1542, 232-1542. The mayor president is invited to call in. All right, guys, stick around. We'll be right back. All right. Hold on, guys. We're coming right back. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show.
You took the words out of my mouth.
We are broadcasting live from the KFL Studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. I'm so honored to have my dear friend on, who happens to be Lafayette City Council member Andy Nakan. And before we get back to our conversation, let me tell you about my friends over there at Dr. Kevin's Wellness Clinic. You know, you hear me talk about them all the time, and you know the number by now, 983-CARE. 983-CARE. Let us get feeling better from the inside out. You know, you have functional medicine that's available to you. He can tell you all about wellness, and he's the guru. So each Wednesday he comes join us, but I want you to start feeling better now, you and your loved ones. Give Dr. Kevin from Dr. Kevin's Wellness Clinic a call, 983-CARE, Dr. Kevin. So, Andy, in your experience on the council, we were talking about some things. You brought up, you brought many things, University of Johnson, but let's go back to Johnson Street. Bring the folks up to speed, because that was a pretty, I think, a good exchange from information, okay? And I thought you carried yourself well. But the folks, this is grant dollars, and Andy, Councilman Nakan was just explaining, okay? I thought you did a good job, and your colleagues, Elroy, a whole bunch of folks did so good the other night. When you receive federal dollars, you have to do it to the spec.
Correct.
And that is important. And like on university, which we'll get back to, there's a reason why Joel didn't put a shovel in the ground. And there's a reason why. Here we go. How's that? There we go. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. I even pressed the buttons. Wow. All right, guys. Thank you for your patience. We're back.
You better do that commercial again.
I tell you what, man. It's not like I haven't done this before, okay?
Right.
I am so sorry. I apologize. All right. Happy to have our producers back on Friday. Yeah, it is Friday. Thank goodness it's Friday. Y'all go visit my friends, Dr. Kevin at Dr. Kevin's Wellness Clinic, 983-CARE, 983-CARE. All right, so I'm visiting with I'm visiting with Andy Nakan, councilman, and my friend. So we were talking about an exchange between Councilman Nakan and Mayor President Boulay Tuesday in the city council meeting, and it was centered around Johnson Street and this grant. And that's important because all you did was adequately and correctly and factually identify a truth. If you accept this federal money with those conditions, she knows them, then you have to do it per their specs.
Right.
Now, personally, I think it's all smoke and mirrors. We'll go over why I say that and if we have some time because of the money situation. And you guys have a hard balance and you do so well. But talk to the folks. What was that application for? What's the idea? What's the project? Bring us up to speed.
The scope of the project it runs from the railroad tracks on Johnson Street by downtown all the way to Ambassador Capri and Johnson intersection. And it entails improvements to give the way of a 12-foot bicycle walking multimodal path on the east side of Johnson, which is the Moncus Park side, and on the other side, let's say the Wynwood Shopping Center, Bertrand side, would be a 6-foot path. And the grant called for concrete medians, divided medians at necessary intersections, and that basically is intersections with no lights, and it concerns me because there's so many road businesses along there, residential areas, that if you can't turn left into, you have to really go out of your way to get back to where you need to be. You take areas in front of Elise's or in front of Judy's Inn, where there's that near-end parking right there. What's going to happen to those places with the parking situations?
Andy, and I'm not picking on anyone, but this is the administration's job, okay? Has the administration reached out to any of these business owners?
They say they have. I don't really know.
But
nobody's contacted
the
me.
ones that you just rattled off, I know them personally.
Okay.
I haven't talked to them about it.
Right.
And they would be classy about it, but I do see them raising the same concerns.
I would.
That you were raising.
Yeah.
And all right, so let's go back because I always try to find the positive.
But the way this was all set up, that what surprised me, which really was rough, was the fact that we had the road swap. Josh, you remember that situation?
Oh gosh, tell us about it though.
Well, Johnson Street basically was a state highway for years and years and years, and then it was the evacuation route, and LCG basically took and maintenance Ambassador Caffrey Parkway all the way from Johnson Street to Bertrand. And look how well we maintained it. The sound wall, we spent $2 million on the sound wall, fixing that back up. And
on Ambassador?
Yep, and all the concrete rehab we did
forgot
on
about
Ambassador. We spent a lot of money.
By the way, can we please? Well, I'll just be quiet. You keep going.
Well, when that road swap came about, I was pretty much against it because of the maintenance work. If you look at Ambassador Caffrey north of Cameron Street, that's state road. Look at condition that's in. And that state touches that 100%. We don't do anything with that. And now that we swapped the roadways, our beautiful Ambassador section from Johnson to Bertrand, which we spent so much money and time maintaining, it's going to end up looking like north of Cameron Street one day. Unless the city takes it upon themselves through a CEA to do the repair work. The state will allow us to do that.
Which we should.
Right. But
All
the bad
local
thing about
operations should, and we should demand money for it.
Well, that's the bad thing about it. And to that discussion, when the road swap, and I asked the director of traffic, roads, and bridges, oh, yeah, we can do that. I said, that's fantastic. Y'all do a great job. I said, who's going to pay for it? Us? He said, yes. So, I mean, so now we're going to be paying for Johnson and Ambassador? It's like, this is crazy. You know, it doesn't make any sense. And there's no grant money for Ambassador. You know, that comes out of our tax dollars. So anyway, it became to that. So now we have this plan that she wants to beautify, lift the electrical wires up higher. She wants to put in safer intersections. But the thing that concerns me the most, it sounds like we're going to cut it down to a 4-lane road with a raised center median to accommodate bikes and walkers, which personally, I just don't see that many walkers and bicyclists in Lafayette. And it all revolves around Bertrand and Moncus Park. That's a big part of the project right there. That's the heart of it. And the thing is to get people from Cajun Field to Moncus Park on foot or on bicycle. I don't see that happening necessarily either. I don't think that many people are going to walk there for events back and forth. I just don't see that happening. There's a bike
the more
path there.
steps you create for someone to take, the less they're going to do it.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's how many millions of dollars? 100, 150 million probably by the time the project's said and done, the whole complete project, maybe more.
So when we're talking about burying power lines, I'm gonna.
No, they're gonna raise them.
Raise
they gave
whatever.
up burying because
But
it's
you
too
don't
expensive.
have to. You don't. No, it's not. It's
Yeah.
not. It's not. That's an excuse.
Well,
it's only expensive because we've grown government, and I'm gonna.
Right.
I'm gonna
Exactly right.
And this is the part where I appreciate
It's
the council.
government wishes. It's not necessarily needs, but it's wishes.
Is it really government wishes, or is it one government elected official with some bureaucrats?
I'd really be honest with you. I've never had any constituents approach me and say this is a great idea.
Now I'm gonna stand up for our walkers and bike path folks, or excuse me, bikers.
I agree. They need safe places,
when you
but
say
there are
places,
safe places to walk and ride.
bingo. And we can still look. I was a big fan of the bike path that we were going to put in. Everybody seemed to be on board with it. Needed to iron out some wrinkles, like right off of West Bayou. There were some real valid concerns. A neighborhood near Shannon Drive.
Right.
You're very familiar with it. They did a great job though, and they worked with the we were able to slow that part down. You know what I'm saying? But regardless, I'm going to rattle some numbers, but this is the part where I appreciate the council more, and I see my time. So I'm going to tell. Actually, let's hold this whole conversation to the next segment, and I can't wait because we're going to break down some numbers, and I'm gonna really walk a tightrope because my dear friend over here, he's in such a tough position. Him and his 9 colleagues, because they're balancing way more than just a vote, and he's shaking his head. It is so tough, and they all 10 of them deserve so much credit and our prayers, and so does our MP deserves our prayers. All right, guys, stick around. We'll be right back.
So when you have time, get that number when you come back in. Okay.
Go. News Talk.
Now you can.
Shoot that phone number.
Yes.
Come back.
Yes.
I'm sure Benmont wants to call in. That's what he said. whenever you are. We can always go back to the roads too. Coming in Johnson Street.
I'll go back to that. You ready? Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. We are broadcasting live from the KPEL Studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. All right, I got our mics plugged in. We're all good to go. I got City Council Member Andy Nakan in the studio. I appreciate you, my dear buddy. Thanks for sticking around. Hey, Councilman Nakan was talking to us about a possible idea. So the administration here locally is getting this federal grant. That's how they do. And did you notice that it's like 7 or 8 million?
It's 7.9 million.
Out of a project that costs a lot more than that.
A lot more than that.
Getting somewhere with
this is just scraping the bottom of the barrel to get to the top.
But this is what big government people do.
Correct.
They hook you with just a little, and they're like, well, we got to finish the project.
Well, that's how I explained it.
Which I love that approach, but go do it on things that you know.
Well, this is the way I explained it. That 7.9 million is the bait, and the hook is that it's in the right end of the ground. You know, because once you get that hook, you're hung. You take that money, you start spending. You have to spend to their specifications. And it was the same thing with the University Corridor. I went and looked up those two grants. One was in 2022, one was in 2025. Both grants indicated concrete center medians. Well, that's what we ended up with. The Johnson Street grant indicates the same thing, and I just can't see that happening. And I understand the premise behind public safety, but how can you disallow left-hand turns on a road that's been developed with businesses and residences all up and down that roadway and deny access not only to the residents, but to emergency vehicles, and not to mention commercial vehicles that go into service those businesses? You got to have commerce. You got to have free commerce, and we're restricting commerce if we do that.
But Councilman, if you had a text if you had like a transcript of the meeting, okay, and that exchange between you and Mayor President Boulay, if you just read the text, it's like she agrees with you, okay?
It sounded like it,
but the nonverbals are clear.
Yeah,
and you know that that was probably like, let me get out of this situation. But
I kept saying all along that, look, I'm not against the project. I'm against the center median.
But my point is, they said, her and the CAO, if I'm not correct, maybe I'm not correct, but they said, okay, well, we just won't put those up. And then that's when you were saying, that's not how it goes.
Right, exactly. Exactly. It's in the grant. It's written. And once you accept that money, you have to follow that design, those specifications. And there's no way around it. That's the way government. It's like the ARPA money we got when you were in office. You had to follow specific guidelines how to spend that money. And y'all found specific ways to spend it that were beneficial to the city of Lafayette in many operations, not just but in drainage and sewer and water supply and many things that helped us. You know, public safety, y'all did it. Look, even with the roads and intersections, there was a lot. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, that project that they announced recently, the 18 projects that are out in the parish, I'd venture to guess that 12 to 15 of those were already on the books of your administration.
I don't know if well, thank you. And first of all, thank you for your kind words. That ARPA list, it was definitely a team effort. And,
it was.
And your colleagues played a large part of that, gave us ideas years before. All of them, city and parish council member, public works, all the administration, all the things. It was a team effort, but I appreciate your kind words. I don't think it was quite that many on the list. Okay. But there were several.
Yeah.
But regardless, that doesn't bother.
That doesn't matter, right?
And because
it's a good thing to get those done.
I totally agree. And those projects listed on the list, hey, high five. That's wonderful. I'm glad 3 years into it, we're looking into roads now. Right. This is fantabulous.
Right.
Okay. Seriously,
and these are new projects. It's not just refurbishing. It's just new projects.
Well, no, there's a lot of refurbishing and there's a lot of improvements that are needed.
Right.
Here's my problem, and it should be your problem, because it's going to be our problem if we don't get this under control, okay? We're going to go into debt over the $77 million. Those projects that I just said were awesome, I still do. Those are routine road projects. Yeah. Think of it like you're paying your bills.
Pay as you go.
You don't go, but you don't go get a home equity line of credit. You don't go take out a second mortgage and to pay your monthly bills.
Right.
And so when I rattle off this is what frustrates folks, okay? All right, the road program, great. There has been more than $60 million in increased spending on salaries alone in the 3 budgets that the mayor president has submitted. If you keep
That's a cumulative total?
Yes, because when you do it year 1, that doesn't go away. Then you add year 2, well, that don't go away. Then year 3.
Right.
If you add all that in, and you still keep the 2% pay increase to LCG, and you still keep in the police and fire pay that you guys are supporting, which I support too, you still have just over $50 million in a 3-year period. Now, we wasted 30 or so of that. And I shouldn't have said it that aggressive. We wasted 30. It's frustrating. We pay taxes. All right. So we'll have to start with this year. Okay.
Right.
So if we just would not do the additional 20 million or whatever it is this year, I don't know what it is this year. Don't quote me, but I know the total. I know it very well. And I didn't get it. There's people way smarter than me that have licenses and training that I don't have. I'm just the communicator, you know. But I understand it. You know, I've done budgets. But regardless, man, if you look at $50 million, I mean, Bud, the projects she says are $77 million by her account. Okay, that's 2/3 of the funds right there. If we just wait it out a year or two, we'll be able to pay it all in cash. I doubt very serious, judging on our pace and amount of road projects going on right now. I doubt very serious any shovel will be in the ground in any of this anytime soon.
It takes time, especially with those federal dollars to get it.
It don't take no time. We did
engineering.
And I, come on now. Come on.
It depends on how you organize it.
I'm just going to be quiet.
There you go.
Because I only want to be nice, and I like the projects. My only gripe is, why aren't they done yet?
Right.
Why aren't they done yet? When we have the money to do it, why don't we do them now? Why do we have to? Here's my question. To get those ordinary road projects in, it's a genuine question. Why is the only way to do that for us, we the people, to vote on a millage 13 years earlier, okay, to go into debt? Because all you're doing is you're taking the extra millage, so now you can expand the life of the debt that's already on top of a 2003 debt, I believe, but regardless. So all you're doing is you're tacking onto that, you're expanding the loan, basically. Well, you're expanding the loan based on the expanded revenue from the new millage. Right now, there's only 13 years left. You can't go bond that. There's no capacity on that.
No.
So if you extend it past 13 years to 30 years, or whenever the general obligation bonds are paid off, that's a key fit. We don't even have enough time to talk about that. But that's an important issue. That's important language I just said.
Right.
So it's just frustrating because I see the condition of the roads, and you do too.
Right.
And the maintenance. And I'm talking about the little maintenance. That's all paid through O&M dollars. And also, by the way, I need to preemptively strike here. I got that from President Bush. You got to preemptively strike the it's complicated pushbacks. Okay. Right. Well, it's complicated. It's complicated, council. It's complicated, we the people. Yeah. No, it's not. All of what I just said is O&M. Right. That is probably coming out of Fund 101 or 105. Don't quote me, because it's not. There's so many more funds to that. I get it, all right? But whatever fund number it's in, it is O&M. You pay salaries out of O&M, no ifs, ands, or buts. O&M can be used for capital. Capital can't be used for O&M. O&M can be used for capital.
That's right.
We have the money.
And we have a reserve fund that's been gradually increasing too, year to year, year over year.
Ooh, that's a good point too.
You know, so I mean, there's money there. It's just a matter of managing the money well, and hopefully we can get a handle on it. And I agree with you that if we can do that money and spend the money out of what we have in reserve, our taxes already coming in, why drag it down the road for our taxpayers? Let's get this thing paid off. You know, who wouldn't want to pay off the house early? It only makes sense to me.
Well, it makes sense to me too, Councilman. All right, guys, stick around. We'll be right back. Eventually, we're going to open up those phone lines. I'm taking the council member all to myself. I miss this guy. He's a great guy.
He didn't just watch City Hall.
All right.
You good?
Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. We are broadcasting live from the KPEL Studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. We're also broadcasting live on rumble.com. I want to see you over there at rumble.com. I got my dear friend, City Council member Andy Notcan on here. What's going on, Councilman?
It's good to be here. It's good to be awake, as I say.
You know, our friends Oasis kicked us in with Wonderwall. You a big Oasis fan?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Really?
Good place.
Okay. All right. I'll take it. All right. So we were talking about a whole bunch of stuff. You know, do you have anything else on the Johnson Street grant process?
Well, I know it's multiple layers of dollars being spent. And right now the focus is on downtown from the tracks to, Lewis Street. From the tracks to Lewis Street. That's where their big focus is right now. Be drainage improvements. They're doing surveying. I don't know exactly the scope of it because I can't say we've ever actually seen a plan yet, a drawn plan. So they're working on that, and it's taking time. They have multiple engineers working on it. Some of them are in more than one part of it. There's like 4 or 5, maybe 6 phases of Johnson Street. I believe the Camellia Boulevard to Ambassador Capri, I believe it's phase 4 or 5. So it's
we're talking Johnson
layers and Johnson.
Okay.
I know just the other day we approved $2.5 million for engineering for Johnson from Camellia to Ambassador. We just approved that, the engineering contract for that.
Okay.
So it's going to be multiple layers and multifaceted, and there's a lot to deal with besides
but we're
just
not,
road.
But we're just in a request process right now.
Right, exactly. There's no plan design. There's nothing in front of us that we can say we know exactly what it's going to look like. That's why they keep saying that they're going to protect the businesses and the
but
residences.
They can. Here's the thing.
Now with the grant.
Oh no! Would you listen? Forget the grant. Can we just forget the grant for a moment? I mean, that one, it's not going to happen. And two, I mean, they might get the grant, but I mean, look how long it took her to do university.
Yeah.
How long was it? 12 years?
3 years.
Well, 3 years on that as a minister.
3 years of actual groundbreaking.
Yeah. Well, I mean, 3 years where she was only. Let me say it better. There were 3 administrations. Yeah. 2 of them chose not to do it.
Well, that's true too.
Well, I mean, and that's not fair because Joel and I did push it forward.
Right.
But there comes a point in any project where you got to brief the top guy and say, this is what it's going to look like.
Right.
And at no point, even after you push it forward, and the only thing that was, you may have remembered this guy, I don't know, but the only thing that was briefed to all of us were, well, we can do the interchanges. So can we do the interchanges?
I heard that so many times.
Yeah. And several of us were like, okay, but this whole 2-lane thing, and I never liked it. Oh, you could push it through without this, and this. Give it legal. Yeah, it's safe right now, but keep your eye on it. Got it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we didn't have a second term, and that's okay. But the guys coming in, that was a priority for them. As this project was their baby. And I ain't mad at them either, okay? No. I'm not mad. Everybody has priorities. But what I am upset about is when you have the money to do things, go do it. And on this Johnson Street situation, I think it's a wonderful thing. She wants to bury the power lines. Go do it. I think that's fantastic. Listen, most of the boring stuff has been done. Not all. We still got some boring stuff to do. I hate to break it. But go do the cool stuff.
Right.
We just rattled off in a 3-year period $50 million literally in additional salaries in 3 years. How do you reconcile that? And then you want to go to us, and you got 5 millages, propositions that are going to be on the ballot. 4 of the 5, that's Prop 2 through 5, regular language, no surprises, good millages, all the things. But yet this first one, you know that one of these folks aren't like the other. You know that one? Yeah, that one.
Right.
Yeah, that one. Anyway.
Right.
That wasn't Andy Notcan doing that. I digress. So, but yeah, that is something. Now, what's your take on? And guys, we only have about 3 minutes, about 2 minutes left. Can you get us kick-started on Bertrand at all? Has there been? First of all, tell the folks what you know about Bertrand. That might carry us out to the end hour. But we'll bring this topic back up. What's anything on Bertrand? You're on the inside.
Well, Bertrand, I do know that they're going to start doing some under road boring to run communications. And they are focusing now, it seems like, from what I understand, in the conversations, they're going to focus on the intersections at Reinhardt and Bertrand and North College, and also at Bertrand and Johnson. From what I understand, the roadway.
Can I pause you right there?
The road, yeah. From what I understand, the actual roadway, they're kind of holding back right now because they had enough pushback from the residences and the business along Bertrand. I think they got the message that we don't need to mess up a good thing. And those people love their roadway. They love the turn lane. You get 18 wheelers in and out. They have access for the products coming in. You have access for customers going out. It makes it tough when you narrow the roadway. It makes it hard for people to access your properties and your buildings.
So Andy, you said that they started with the interchanges first.
They're going to do the interchanges first. Yeah, from what I understand, they're going to do Bertrand and Johnson and Bertrand and Reinhardt first.
And they're still looking at what goes on in between, right?
Correct.
Okay. So that would mean interchanges give you flexibility, so you could do 2 or 4 lanes, right?
Correct.
Okay. I just want to highlight an important phase.
3 lanes.
Or 3 lanes. I just want to highlight an important phase in the university project.
That is correct.
That is why the interchanges were done first.
Right.
You have flexibility.
Right.
Hey, look, guys, none of this is hard.
It's not rocket science.
No, I mean, and that's why when you were talking about the grant process, guys, the grant process isn't complicated. It's only complicated when you try to do shady things.
Correct.
And when you have somebody that man, those questions, look, and you weren't the only council member asking them. I thought those were objective. I didn't think you were ugly at all. And, but I'll be quiet. Finish this out. We got about 20 seconds.
Yeah, my concerns was just strictly business access more than anything, because as a having worked in retail business for many, many years, I know first and foremost is access. If you don't have access, you don't have a business. And you won't have customers, you won't have product. That was my concerns, Josh.
Well, thank you, Andy. All right, guys, we'll be right back.
Bill was paid for by Integrity Broadcast.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. Hour number 2. I still have my dear friend Andy Nakan joining me. He's city council member here in the great city of Lafayette, Louisiana. He's got some great colleagues on the Paris side. He's got some great colleagues on his fellow city council members. And guys, I got to remind you of my friends over there at St. Marie Orthodontics. Go visit my friend Dr. Stacy St. Marie and his crew at St. Marie Orthodontics. Let them take care of you. They got it going on, and they will tell you the latest technology, and they make it painless. So go check them out. St. Marie Orthodontics right here in Lafayette, Louisiana, and tell them Josh and Andy said hello. Is that fair?
That's fair.
Yeah, there you go. Good deal. And tune in after this show, Joe Cunningham, who I'm blessed to be in his presence here over there. Tune into the Joe Cunningham Show at 5 o'clock. All right, guys, let's keep on keeping on. We have Councilman Nakan, who was briefing us on Johnson Street and discussing
University too.
Yeah, well, university. So I want to wrap up on those because we could talk budget a little bit. We even have some national topics we can talk about.
Yeah.
But we're going to break a little protocol here. We're going to open up those phone lines, too. It's not every day we get a council member on. 232-1542, 232-1542, 844-766-6607. All right. Can we wrap a bow on university, or you got anything else on that?
Well, it's just this project was what was projected to be and what we received. It appeared to be two different things. I went to the Charest with Pat Lewis, and it didn't show a concrete meeting. It showed a lot of roundabouts. There's a lot of different things in there that I don't see today. And it's disappointed a lot of the residents and businesses along there what that result was. And one thing I've noticed is that as an EDD member, sitting on the board, they're trying to encourage business development. And right now, I see no interest. I just don't see any interest. Who wants to put a business along a roadway where you don't have access to the business?
Kind of makes it hard.
Makes it very difficult. I mean, we've had so many complaints already, and you can see 18-wheelers trying to get in and out of these some of these companies that have to be delivered by 18-wheeler can't maneuver to get in and out because of the center median. So there's a lot of difficulties this roadway is proposed for the people trying to do commerce there. It's a difficult situation when the design you think you're going to get, and you say, oh, you're clapping for it.
Exactly.
And what you end up with is two different things. And look, it's tough to explain. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
We saw little on the side of the council. We see so very, very little of that. We really do, as far as the actual pictures in the end.
Really?
There was not much communication there at
Public
all.
Works don't bring y'all in?
No, we didn't see that.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's a bummer.
It is, but then again, we provide the money and the finance. We trust y'all to
well, but I'm telling you this: there were several projects that council members affected the outcome by meeting with the administration. So I know, and I know that happened in Joel's administration too. Yeah. It's not just that. So,
well, that was Pat's districts and Elroy's district coming in new.
Yeah.
So that may have been part of the problem. Pat may have seen one thing, and then Elroy came in as another too.
Although I thought Elroy's done such a good job.
He's doing a good job. Yeah, but the project, I remember when he came into office, the project kicked off.
That's true. Oh, no one's blaming the council at all.
No.
This is no.
Yeah.
No way, Jose.
Yeah.
You guys have tried to ask the right questions and tried to intervene. And it seems like y'all did about a month ago possibly change some things on university. Here's the deal. But
Elroy was able to get some breaks in the meeting coming. But then again, that has to be approved by the DOTD.
That's right.
That hasn't been done yet. So, I mean, once that money's spent.
And probably multiple layers at the,
federal government stuff. Yeah, it could go all the way up to Washington to get approved.
But you see how you said something so profound. The project isn't what it doesn't look like what we saw.
Expected. No.
Now, let me pull the curtain back a little bit more. And to all the folks, that happens a lot on these big projects, but it happens, I can only tell you my experience, but I'm sure other folks that sat in my position would say the same thing. If you want to look for it, you can get an update on what it looks like every month from the contractor or the public works director if you want. It might not be a beautiful rendering, but you everybody has their own leadership style. So that's why I think it's so funny to blame previous guys, because I know how much impact the mayor president has.
Right.
And if a project, if there's issues with it, and that's the beautiful thing about us conservatives, we love local government. You know, even like it's so easy to correct at the local level. And
Right.
no matter what y'all had a big impact on university, like you said, which is what we're talking about.
Right.
So I don't know.
Well, just recently I had some interaction with engineers who did the university project and questioning that design, because I started looking at the grants, and the grant specifically said concrete center medians. And the renderings
Now we're talking about Johnson now.
on university.
Oh, university. Okay.
Yeah, correct, in university. And when I talked to an engineer involved in all that, he says, well, as far as I know, the medians were always there. But the charrettes, the drawings we saw, which are basically controlled and sponsored through the APC, the Canadian Planning Commission, that ran and conducted meetings, I didn't see any concrete meetings. No. I mean, none of the residents even discussed it. It was not brought up. So a lot of the things that we ended up with were surprised the public and the council members.
Well, I think so too. And well, you said that's so so classy at the end.
That's what it was.
Yes. All right. I'm going to use your. Yes, it was said very politely. It was a shocker to the council and to the public.
Right.
Because the public meetings, like you said, what do we call those things?
Charrettes.
Charrettes. I didn't know what the heck a charrette was until
I
I kept hearing charrette. I said, Citra, what is a charrette? She's like, oh, it's just a public meeting. I was like, why don't we say public meeting?
Make it easier on ourselves.
All right, let's go to the phone lines. Hey, man, this guy's very wise. Jerry, what you got, Jerry?
You said a mouthful.
Oh, no. Hey, thanks, Jerry. Thank you, Jerry. Jerry always brings some quality, very, very calm, cool, collected. Man, keep hope alive, guys. You know, there's an election next year. I've got to believe that somebody that's conservative, that's pro business, can run and and beat her and bring us back down. But it's gonna take a machine. You're gonna be going against that Blanco Mafia boy.
And what Jerry was talking about, Milton being taken over by LCG, I haven't heard anything about
Well,
that.
and Jerry, call back. I had a question on that too. I was it the school board? Well, it is a school board.
Well, the city, LCG has nothing to do with school board.
Well, but you're right. But
You know.
there are examples across the country of I'm going to butcher all of these words, okay?
All right.
But independent school districts that are run by municipalities, that's to some degree, okay? I'm sure there's multiple models out there. But I had that question too. So Jerry, if you're listening, tell us, call back. Who's wanting to take over Milton? Great school, by the way.
Yeah, and Milton is tremendous.
Oh, wonderful! Great school.
Tremendous community. I mean, they have their own water district there. They got a lot of things going for them. You know,
they have.
In fact, that Milton Water District sells a lot of water outside of Milton.
They have an attraction there too. Yeah, it's the local Amazon rainforest.
Oh,
it used to be called the Homewood Detention Pond.
Oh, yes,
project.
Yes.
But I never knew we had such brilliant scientists in the administration to naturally grow such a wonderful attraction that people come. Actually, people come all over the world to Milton now
to look at it.
It's we've had we're waiting for the sixth continent to be here from Australia. But yeah, Europeans are taking it. I mean, I'll tell you what. Matter of fact, you can't even fit them in over there.
I love it.
Yeah. All right. So, all right, we got to go to the phone line. Hey guys, thank y'all for being patient. All right, Renee, what you got, buddy?
Right. Oh my goodness.
Well, I know Andy Naka is trying to do
I'm not
as
a
much
bug
as he.
eater.
No, you know, it's
I'm
trying
glad
to
we're not
avoid
in New
that
York.
in life.
I'm glad we're not in New York. Yes.
Yeah, it's interesting. We got some material on that too. Let's go back to the phone. Actually, I am so sorry to do this. We have got to take a break. Guys, we'll be right back. Stick around. We're going to go straight to the phone lines.
Guessing from the outside. The Josh Guillory Show. News Talk 96.5 KW.
But
Jerry
I wish it'd been more definitive on what he was asking.
That's the
because-
only thing, though.
Yeah, I mean the school board has nothing to do with it. The government, local government, and Milton. I haven't heard any talk about anybody wanting to take over Milton. Now we have put a lot of money to that park and all that, but that's okay because we pay taxes for that.
Pecoy Park?
Yeah, and that's basically a lot of that came from you. You know?
Well, it was part of ARPA that
Yeah,
we did.
exactly. You know, so.
Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show, broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. We are also broadcasting live on rumble.com. Go look up the Josh Guillory Show. Check us out on all our streaming devices. I have my dear buddy and wonderful public servant, City Council member Andy Nakan in the house. What's going on, Andy?
Oh, it's Friday.
The whole day it's Friday.
I had the day off today.
Yeah. And how blessed am I?
I had the day off every day.
Well, I don't
Retirement
know.
is nice.
Yeah, but what I tell you, you're the busiest retired guy I know.
It gives me time to put effort into that part-time position, they call it.
Yeah.
It's not really part-time.
No.
They put a lot of effort into it.
No, far from it.
Well, having that little laptop at home helps a lot. I used to operate without a laptop and try to work with a flip phone for the first term. I found out how inefficient I was when I went for re-election.
Don't worry. Robert D. Benoit is the last member of the Blackberry Club.
I ran into him the other day at Katie Ambrose.
One of the best, or the best chief of staff. There you go. What a wonderful.
Oh, Robert Benoit, not Delvin, Robert Dale Benoit.
Robert Dale. Robert D. Robert P. Benoit is the fire chief, former fire chief.
Right.
We had two great Robert Benoits.
There were two.
Two great in the city and parish. All right, guys, let's go straight to the phone lines. Let's see here. Okay, caller, you're live on the Josh Guillory Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Well, good afternoon, my dear friend. What you got today? Yeah, there you go. Oh,
Kish Bob.
Kish. Oh, yeah, well, would you like to take that question?
Would have been 2 months before the election. She claimed to be red.
No. You don't. No. That would be way too much of an efficient model. They're not even close. Not even close.
That you got a point there.
Different type of mafia.
That's right.
Different type of mafia. All right. Hey, thanks for calling in. I appreciate it. Yeah, we too are kind of wondering how a conservative parish got a very liberal. But it's not that. Hey, different strokes for different folks. Okay.
Yeah, a lot of perceptions were perceived.
I was trying to find the words. There you go. Hey, you know what? I like this guy that calls in. Let's see here. Justin, what's up, Justin? Bring the heat, baby. Bring the objective heat.
Okay. Well, they were complaining about the construction temporary roadways at the time. Now that the lanes are done and the overlays finished, the lanes are very safe.
But hold on, Justin, you drive trucks? So basically what you're telling the folks is like, hey, if you're a CDL driver like moi and you're experienced, get over it. You just got to go to training. That's basically what you're saying.
Yeah. Now, what do you do when you got to turn into a company and you head on the east side of University and you come from the I-10? What do you do? That's exactly right.
Well, that
logistics can be tough though sometimes. Okay. 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 Can you be more specific as to my behavior? And vice versa. She spoke over me quite often. Yeah. Now, well, you didn't see what I saw, and I was in on the conversations. As I was trying to explain things, she was jumping in and talking. Both her and Rachel were talking in over me, and I had to ask them to please hold off while I finish what I'm saying, more than once. Maybe you missed that. So, and I was there. Thank you.
Oh.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Okay, I totally all right, I'm plugging there it is. I totally, now.
Justin was saying I was disrespectful to the mayor president.
Well, and that's what I kind of got the gist. Justin, okay, I just get my headphones back in. So I caught the first part. Literally, when we turned to Andy, I moved my headset and it went total.
Went off.
Total went off. Oh, there he is. Okay, Just, so is that the gist? Basically, because I saw the exchange. So your understanding was you disagreed with how Councilman Nakhan acted with the mayor president. Okay. I heard you ask for some examples? Was there anything that stuck? I hate to ask you to repeat
Just that
yourself.
I had asked her a question, but she started to answer it. He said I was talking over.
Have you seen it?
He said he saw it.
Yeah. Hey, I don't know. I think everybody just go watch it. I just, and Justin, you may know this. I don't know where to get the old archive. I guess I should know, so it's really no excuse, but I don't know where to get these old tapes. But I do encourage everybody to go
I
and
think what he's talking about is when I talked to her about her going to get the money, and she said she never went to get it. And I said, no, you did. I know people that went with you to Washington to look for money. That was the point, because she was out and out telling a lie.
But here's my thing. Who cares? There's so many things.
But she's saying she was unaware of what the money did.
But she
is
that the first time?
No, that's not the first time.
So we just have to control what we can control. We're not going to get candor from that group. Okay, that's not trying to be ugly. I'm just being objective here. Okay.
Well, let's put it this way. It's been a year and a half, 2 years since she's actually sat down with me in a one-on-one meeting. She refused even to communicate with me anymore. I mean, you and I met every month.
Or more.
Yeah. And
yeah, what you got?
no, I go to her office. Justin. I go to her office and talk with her, Justin. That's not her.
I think we beat a dead horse on that. No, that's okay. Look, and I love you both. All right, Justin, we're gonna move on. I appreciate you. No, look, that's fair, and this is part of the reason why I love you so much, Andy, and respect you. And Justin, I love and respect Justin too. He calls on the show all the time. He's a good dude. I vouch for him, and I met him. I'll protect his privacy though, but he's a good dude. So I appreciate him calling in, and I appreciate how you handled even that exchange. It's tough, man, when you're in the inside and you know the truth and you're trying to tell the public the truth,
right.
And you just don't have the platform consistently as one group in the
right.
government, and it is frustrating.
Right.
And but I watched the exchange. I had a much different approach or different opinion, but I do think, and folks may agree with what Justin said. I don't know, but go look at it. And I will say this, who has all the information? The executive branch.
Correct.
And whose meeting was it?
Theirs.
No, it's yours.
It was our meeting, but it was her information that she was given.
Yeah, so for you to ask a question,
right?
That's, and I really, really believe that and it wasn't just you. Councilman Broussard. did a very polite. Both of you are polite. I don't know. Well, we can move on past that. I just say this. On university, I'm so sick and tired of, like, who cares? I know the truth, but I can only tell you the truth so much, and some people are going to believe it, some people aren't, and I don't care either way.
Right.
Because the truth is the truth. But I do know I live here, and you live here, and everybody else lives here, and we pay taxes. So if we could just get our act together and look, you know what good leaders do? They retract on bad choices.
Correct.
When they have new information. So what I would like us to have is leadership. Let's just assume that she's never seen the project before. Even though she was the one that initiated, got all the most of the funding, helped out, did all the things, okay? All right. Let's just say you liked it year 1. Now that you're in year 3 and you decided to put asphalt, fantastic decision. Not on that one, but just the fact that we're pouring asphalt, that's good. Let's just pretend that you got new information. You know, this would be a great opportunity for leadership. Hey guys, I thought this, I saw this, this is new information, this is when I saw it. Based on this, I think we need to do something different. What do y'all think?
Right.
How hard is that? How hard is that? All right, we're going to take us a tiny, tiny little break. When we get back, we will, you know what, we're going to keep the phone lines open. We got a few other things that we can talk about. All right, guys, stick around. We'll be right back.
Microphone. The Josh Guillory Show. News Talk 96.5 KPEL.
They work now. Oh, my gosh. Are you okay?
He heard that exchange where I asked about go get the money. Where I said, you know, she went and got the money, she denied it.
Yeah.
I had to interrupt him.
Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show, broadcasting live from the KPEL Studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. Man, go check out my friends over there at Giles Subaru. Andy, have you ever gone to the dog park at Giles Subaru?
I went to it during the opening of the Subaru, but I did not make it to the dog park. But I should bring my puppies there.
Please do. And look, Bob Giles, good buddy, just good citizen.
He's even got a dog wash there.
Okay, so you knew about it. So they have a dog wash there. It's just like a car wash too. It's pretty cool. If you're a customer of Giles, you can go in there and just walk in. They'll give you coins. You can use it for free. But they have small breeds. They have large breeds, and that's a thing.
Yeah.
Okay, because those big dogs get scared of those little ones.
Yeah. And he and his wife are very much involved in rescue operations for the local shelters. They really are. They're wonderful people.
AAA.
Yeah.
Sandy's big in that. Bob's big in that.
Yeah.
A lot of people are big in that. We're very blessed here in this parish. We have a no-kill animal shelter.
Correct.
Joel brought that on. I thought that was so awesome. I used to go visit there as much as I could.
Y'all worked hard on putting that together, both administrations.
I just landed the plane. I had the easy gig.
Yeah.
Joel and look, it
He
wasn't
got
just
the
getting
ball.
the funds. Joel Robideau, Mayor President Robideau, did a wonderful job at that because he had to get some. There's a lot more to it than just funding. So I really give him 100% of the credit.
Yeah, the acquisition of land, the planning,
The whole
everything.
thing.
It went well.
And but it was always so rewarding to go over there because the dogs and cats and all that stuff, but the volunteers motivated.
Yeah.
And that's what reminded me. This is gonna sound so corny, I know, but it's true. Like that, reminded you why you want to do public service.
Correct.
Because these guys are public servants.
Yep.
They're going there to help our animal shelter, a parish entity.
That's exactly right.
And they're helping not just the animals, they're helping the adoptive parents and all that stuff.
And the volunteers that show up there to help out is wonderful. Besides the workers, it's
Workers
a great
are great
operation. Yeah, it's a great operation.
But it's not just the parish operation. You have Acadiana Animal Aid that services
Correct.
all of Acadiana, not just Lafayette.
That's right.
And we need that because there's more and more parishes that are working together to get towards these no-kill shelters. And Robert, we're talking about Robert. Robert a lot. Robert D. Benoit, former chief of staff, LCG. He was instrumental in Joel's administration to help get that funded and
he worked very closely with that shelter. He really did and organized it, put together. He's still in many ways he backs it as much as he can. I give him credit for that.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so let's go to the phone lines. Let's see here. Calling you live on the Josh Guillory Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Yep. What? Okay, we were just talking about you. That is, and we were talking about dogs. Guys, y'all have heard me talk about Robert D. Benoit on the show several times. You've heard me talk about how much he's mentored me and how much he's taught me, and just a good close friend now. But also someone that I worked with and still admire. So what you got today, my man? Hey, Robert, I have 30 seconds. I just realized this. Go for it. I'm sorry.
He can hang on to the next segment. Oh my goodness gracious. That's about right.
Robert, you got to promise me you're calling back in the show, though. Oh, I had to let him go. All right, I got 8 seconds left. Councilman Naked, thank you so much for joining us. We don't have enough time to go back to you. God bless you for your service. Thanks to your colleagues on the city and parish council. Thanks to all our hard workers. Guys.
Thanks to the constituents here in Lafayette.
Absolutely. Guys, I want y'all to have a great day. I want you to have a great weekend. It's Friday, the whole day, all day, through the night, as Jamie Angel would say. Guys, be careful out there. May God bless you. And be kind. Hold on, Andy. Let me call Q.
You're off air? Your show's over?
The show's over.
Oh, wow.
I forgot Friday we have a Bob Giles does a segment after us, and I wanted to give you more time the last segment.
No problem.
Hello.
How was that?
That was good. Although I missed a decent portion of it, it was good.
Every day.
Oh, good. Yeah, once I put his mic on. Hey, what do I press here?
That's why our organization.
So stop recording, stop streaming?
And